Welcome to this edition of Labor Vision. I'm Bob Delaney, Executive Director of the Institute for Labor Studies and Research. Labor Vision, a production of the Institute, focuses on topics of importance to working Rhode Island families. We hope you enjoy this evening's edition.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm Barbara Cottom, Chair of the Board of Education.
And I'm Tim DelGiudice, Chair of the Council on Post-Secondary Education.
And we are here to ask every Rhode Islander to vote yes on 2. Education is our most important investment that we can make in the future.
And the investments we make on yes on 2 are directly related to the education at Rhode Island College and rebuilding the education building, which is going to serve our education from K through 20, and the investments made at the Narragansett Bay campus and our unparalleled Graduate School of Oceanography.
Governor Raimondo recognizes the value of education and that it is critical. She has been an ardent supporter. We are so proud to have her in our camp. I'd like to introduce Governor Raimondo.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Tim, and thank you all for being here. I couldn't think of a better venue to have this event than right here. There should be, as you sit here in this gorgeous, thriving center of innovation that was made possible with a bond and a collaboration between URI and RIC and the state, there should be no doubt that you should vote yes on 2. No doubt. Yes on 2, it has to happen. The election's in just a few weeks, as I know. And, you know, this is an investment. It's an investment in our economy. I'm of the view that the most important thing Rhode Island can do to position our state for economic growth is to invest in education, higher ed, job training, K through 12. It's all about skills and talent. I hear it every day from every employer. I hear it every day from every Rhode Islander. Folks who say, if only I had higher skill, I could get a higher paying job. So that's what this is about. It's also about investing in what we're great at. URI School of Oceanography is tops, not just in Rhode Island, in the world. It's a global leader. So let's invest in what we're great at. Rhode Island College's School of Education, tops. And by the way, you know, most of Rhode Island's teachers who are teaching our kids in our future go through RIC School of Education. It's excellent, and this investment will make it even better. So my mind is made up, and to me it's a very easy choice. I'm asking you to vote yes on 2, to support URI and RIC, to support our talent, to support higher ed, to support Rhode Islanders, and to support our economy, period. And I'm asking you also to get out there now in the next few weeks. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors. You know, I know we have folks here from the teachers union. Talk to your members. Yes on 2, it's important, and it'll move Rhode Island forward. With that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dave Dooley. Dave is the president of URI, as you all know. He's done a fantastic job at URI. If you look at where the institution is now relative to when he started, he's made huge strides, and frankly, the other reason you can feel comfortable in investing your tax dollars into URI is because you have a great leader like Dr. Dave Dooley. So please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you all for turning out today, and I agree completely with the governor. Not about me, but about this, facility. This is a very appropriate place to launch this initiative because this facility represents, amongst many other things, the commitment of 2 of Rhode Island's, and really 3, if you think that, also recall that Brown University was an important partner in this entire operation that created this structure for all of us. It shows the value of collaboration, the value of cooperation, the value of what we can achieve by working together. And that's what this is about today, in part, is working together between Rhode Island College and the University of Rhode Island to advance higher education in the state. No matter what you think of the current political situation locally, globally, nationally, I think we would all agree that economic drivers are going to be amongst the most important factors in the future. We simply cannot escape the necessity to build an economy here in the state that's competitive in an increasingly complicated 21st century. And education is absolutely central to that goal. It's the expertise as well as the facilities that make up Rhode Island College, the University of Rhode Island, and the Community College of Rhode Island that will drive so much of the economy of this state forward. Working in close partnership with the governor and her team in the Commerce Department, we have demonstrated that we can make huge contributions to making this state better. Better economically, better socially, more resilient, better prepared to face the challenges of the 21st century. There's no question that the University of Rhode Island is the primary pipeline in the state. Every company we've recruited, every company that has decided to expand in Rhode Island, frequently, invariably, calls us up and makes a statement along the lines that we know the University of Rhode Island is our primary talent pipeline in areas of science, technology, engineering, and a host of others. They come to URI looking for that talent. They're attracted to this state because of the capacity that URI has to produce graduates, more than ever before. We've doubled the number of graduates from the University of Rhode Island in the last few years. That's critical and important to the higher education, but also to workforce development here in our state. Rhode Island will maintain, I think, a definitive advantage in this global competition by investing in these facilities. It begins in K-12. And President Sánchez will speak about that, about the critical nature of preparing our students for success beginning before they start kindergarten, and the importance of the teaching profession in teaching those kids, preparing those kids, guiding and mentoring those kids, so that when they arrive at the University of Rhode Island and Rhode Island College, they're fully ready to take advantage of everything that we have to offer. And that begins in K-12, and that begins with having talented teachers in those classrooms, whether from Rhode Island College or graduates of the University of Rhode Island in education. Question 2 asks the voters to approve the next aliquot in this continuing investment in their future, the future of every voter in the state. $70 million for higher education. $45 million of that will go to the Narragansett Bay campus where houses the Graduate School of Oceanography, Ocean Engineering, and functions of the College of Environment and Life Sciences, particularly around fisheries and agriculture. $25 million of that will go to Rhode Island College, and President Sánchez will speak about that in just a moment. The funds that come to URI will allow us to do several things. It'll allow us to create a brand new Ocean Technology Research and Education Center for all the cutting edge research that needs to be done to prepare us for the future ahead. It will construct a marine operations building to support that research at sea and in the coastlines. And finally, it'll create a new dock. Why a new dock, you say? It's one of my proudest moments as president of the University of Rhode Island is when, through the great work of our faculty, staff, and a great group of collaborators assembled by the dean of the Graduate School of Oceanography, Bruce Corliss, we won the national competition for the next generation regional class research vessel. Over $100 million, close to $125 million in construction costs. That vessel will be delivered to the University of Rhode Island and the state of Rhode Island for the benefit of its citizens and for research for decades to come in 2021. And guess what? The current dock we have for our venerable and hugely successful ship, the Endeavor, isn't big enough for the new vessel. We have to have a new one. That's a great position to be in. The federal government, the National Science Foundation, has decided to invest big time in the Graduate School of Oceanography at the University of Rhode Island, and we are asking the people of Rhode Island to step forward and provide their contribution to making that a reality. There'll be only one of 3 such vessels operated. It'll be the one whose primary basis of operation will be the Atlantic and all the water connected to the Atlantic. It'll have an amazing range and amazing capability. So for all those reasons, I'm asking you to vote yes on question 2. There's no doubt that as we look forward into the future, the oceans and our coastlines will be important no matter where on the planet you go. And Rhode Island is already a leader, and this will make us an even greater leader in all the research and education related to the oceans and our coastlines and the interface between the waters and our land. I'm pleased to recognize Tom Shevlin, who has a very, very important role as president of the Rhode Islanders for Higher Education. If you want to make a donation to that group, speak to Tom. Support the bond financially as well as in your votes in the coming election. Thank you very much for attending today, for your attention today, and we're delighted to share this moment with you. It's my pleasure to introduce a great colleague of mine who, frankly, we've developed since his hiring a great partnership. We're working on many things together between Rhode Island College and the University of Rhode Island. He's providing exactly the kind of leadership that college needs at this critical moment in our state's present and its future, and it's a pleasure for me to welcome Frank Sánchez to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Dave, and thank you, Dave, for being such a great partner. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing each other quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much, Governor, for your leadership and support of this very important initiative. I also want to thank certainly our speakers that are here this morning and all of our guests. You know, we all know the impact that a teacher can have on a child's education. And certainly we all know that education's changing quite a bit. We simply cannot teach the same way we did 50 years ago. And this is why I think supporting question number 2 is so important for Rhode Islanders. To support a modern curriculum, you need modern facilities that allow the use of the latest technologies and the latest methods of training not only today's students, but tomorrow's teachers. With your vote, we have a unique opportunity to transform a half-a-century-old building into a modern facility capable of training exceptional, highly skilled, highly competitive teachers for tomorrow. When you consider that today, 70% of all Rhode Island College graduates stay right here in the state of Rhode Island. They get jobs, they raise families, and they contribute to the economic base. And so supporting question number 2 really rings true when you consider that. Investing in higher education will not only have an incredible impact on our Oceanography School and our School of Education, but frankly, it will have an impact on the entire state. And so for me, the bottom line of question number 2 is that it is all about our children. Let's make sure that their teachers get the best possible training in the most up-to-date teacher training facilities. And so this is why certainly I support question 2 and appreciate your support in voting on this incredibly important initiative for the state. With that said, I'd like to call on Dean Bruce Corliss, the Dean of the School of Oceanography.
Good morning. I'm Bruce Corliss, Dean of the Graduate School of Oceanography. I'm delighted to be here. Over the last 50 years, the Graduate School of Oceanography has worked the oceans both internationally and nationally, contributing to our understanding of the oceans. And during that time has garnered a national and international reputation for excellence. In addition, it has been raised the visibility of Rhode Island, both in the national sense, but also internationally with the ship applying the Atlantic, the Pacific, and into the Mediterranean Sea. As President Dooley noted, we are very pleased that we have just won the operation of a new research vessel, a $125 million regional class research vessel that will be a state-of-the-art vessel berthed here in Rhode Island and really highlighting Rhode Island's leadership in oceanography and marine science. And I want to acknowledge and thank the support that we had from the congressional delegation, Governor Raimondo, President Dooley, Provost DeHaze, and Tim DeJudas, the chairman of the post-secondary education, among others, all of whom supported our efforts to put this proposal together. Over the years, scientists, students, and staff have contributed a number of ways to understanding the oceans, how the oceans work, contributing to an understanding of the planet's climate, which we now realize is critically important. But also, regionally, we have contributed to studies in Rhode Island, understanding the Narragansett Bay. We now have a Narragansett Bay that is much healthier than it was 30 to 40 years ago, and that's in part due to the work that's being done at the Graduate School of Oceanography to provide a foundation to policy managers and government officials at the state as well as the local area to make decisions about the Narragansett Bay. In addition, fisheries in Rhode Island are particularly important, and we've contributed to understanding the fisheries in Narragansett Bay and the wateries. Coastal resilience is another important aspect of our work, and its contribution dealing with our coastlines and our municipalities, looking how we deal with rising sea level, storm surges, things that we are all concerned about. We, of course, are all proud that we have the first marine wind farm in the United States, and that is due in part to URI's marine spatial planning, basically bringing together multiple stakeholders that would work together to achieve this goal. And it's one that I think we all should be proud of, and we are very proud of the contribution that we've made to that. Internationally, we've been very effective at making collaborations, but also in making impacts across the world. An example being the Coastal Resources Center within the Graduate School of Oceanography, doing fisheries work in Ghana and Philippines over the last few years, really helping these countries rebuild their fisheries. And finally, with ocean engineering as a partner, GSO has contributed to the workforce development in Rhode Island in both small and large companies to build the blue economy that Governor Raimondo has highlighted as so important and that we're so supportive of. So the message from GSO today is yes to support a world-class research vessel that will give great visibility to Rhode Island. Yes for a healthy Narragansett Bay and Rhode Island fishery. Yes for creating resilient coastlines, including our towns and cities. Yes for national visibility and leadership from Rhode Island. And yes for developing the workforce needed for Rhode Island's blue economy. Vote yes on 2. I'm happy to introduce Dean Julie Horwitz, who will follow.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Julie Horwitz, and I'm one of the interim co-deans of the School of Education at Rhode Island College. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you today why I think this bond is so important for all of us. Our current building, as President Sánchez said, was built 50 years ago. This was at a time when we thought the best way to teach students was for students to sit in rows and for us to talk at them. We are clear now that that is not the best way for a child to learn, or for anyone to learn, really. We know that. Over the last 18 months, our school has undergone a massive redesign of all of our initial teacher preparation programs. We have dug in deep looking at curriculum, our assessments, our clinical preparation, and we are ready for something new. We are reimagining our curriculum to provide our candidates with the skills, dispositions, and knowledge that are necessary in our modern K-12 classrooms. In this redesign, we will substantially increase the number of field hours all of our students have. For example, in the very first semester of the very first year at Rhode Island College, all of our students will be out in the field. They will be in classrooms starting on day 1. The redesign of Horace Mann will allow us to mirror these authentic experiences in a safe environment on our campus. Instead of throwing students out there and saying, just go learn, we will model it in our new building and we will be able to mirror what we want them to do out in the field instead of waiting. Such learning will allow our students to engage with faculty, with mentors from the field, and with each other in ways that happen in real life in K-12 classrooms. Another cornerstone of this redesign is using video analysis as a teaching tool. Just like here in the nursing center, our nurses practice being nurses first, and there's a safe space to do that work. We need to have that safe space to use video and cutting-edge technology to prepare our teachers for the field. The redesign of our curriculum is going to go on no matter what, whether we get bond issue 2 passed or not, but with the passing of the bond, we will be able to do more work to prepare our teachers for all of the students of Rhode Island. And so we really support passing bond 2, and we hope that you all will vote yes. It is my pleasure to introduce Matt Dunn, who's a URI student in the GSO department.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting me come today and talk to you. My name is Matt Dunn. I'm a first-year Ph.D. student at the Graduate School of Oceanography at URI, and I grew up right down the road from it in South Kingstown, Rhode Island. Went to SK schools my whole life, so I'm very local. Probably never leaving now.
Nice, good.
But I'm here to talk to you today about my experience at GSO and how voting yes on question 2 will really impact that experience for other students going forward. I study perfluorinated alkyl compounds in Cape Cod, and none of that means anything to you. I get that. But what is important from what I study is that I work with a really broad suite of scientists. I work with engineers, I work with pharmacists, I work with medical doctors at URI and at other colleges. And GSO has given me the opportunity to do that. And that is a huge, huge advantage going into the workforce, going into further education needs, that interdisciplinary research, understanding how to collaborate with people, understanding how to communicate with people who don't understand what you're saying, and trying to see how my research will fit into the rest of the world, the rest of the research world and the everyday world of Rhode Island citizens. Voting yes on 2 will give GSO a huge boost in its ability to provide that opportunity for students across all higher level education disciplines. Higher level education is more important now than it ever has been. Getting a bachelor's is not always the key to a good life anymore. And we need to do everything we can to give our students the best education, to give them the best job opportunities, to give them the best life here in Rhode Island. So please consider voting yes on question 2. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Megan Hill, and I am a student at Rhode Island College. I'm in the education department. I'm studying elementary education and middle school math. The school has been a great opportunity. I've been in the classroom learning from experienced teachers, and my professors have given me a diverse perspective of how to teach. The only thing that I wish the school could provide more, and that question 2 will help, is the technology and the setup of the classroom for the modern day. Like we've been mentioned, that the building hasn't been updated in 50 years, and it does not match any classroom that I have been in, like the physical classroom with the students. And I feel like that will help future teacher candidates to understand the classroom management and help make the teacher candidates that come out of Rhode Island College more experienced and more competitive in the job market. And by investing in question 2, you're not only investing in students like me and education majors, you're also investing in the students from K through 12. With this experience, we can help students with special needs, English language learners, and any student K through 12. So please consider voting yes on question 2 to invest in the future of Rhode Island. Thank you.
We want to thank everyone for coming today. I think Matt and Megan said it best. This is about our students. It is about Rhode Island's future. Leave with one message today. Have all your family and friends vote yes on 2. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John, and good evening, everyone. Thank you to the Labor History Society for giving this award to me, and congratulations to the fellow nominees, Bill and Patrick and James, for being selected as well. When I started thinking about what remarks I might make this evening, it occurred to me that I might just reflect back a little bit on my own labor history. When I first started working at Zambrano Hospital in the late 70s as a nurse, we were represented by the Rhode Island State Nurses Association. In the early 80s, our union affiliation changed from RISNA to the RIFT. Like many of you, I was busy working, raising my family, busy with all those sort of things, running a household, and admittedly was not very involved in my union, nor did I care to be. That changed when a meeting of our small local, the local president of the RIFT, who I'd like to apologize to publicly tonight. I had no idea who you were. I'm so sorry. Ed McElroy, who was then the president of the AFL-CIO and the RIFT, came to a meeting at Zambrano on a cold winter night and challenged me directly. We were having some internal issues and challenged me directly to get involved. I've never been one to back away from a challenge, so I began to study and to learn and went to, I don't know how many people remember, but the old, on Jefferson Street, the old Institute for Labor Studies and Research building, that sort of concrete block building that cranked out a lot of labor leaders through the years, and learned as much as I could about what a union was, what we could do. I had no clue. Not long after that, I was elected to the office of vice president of my local, and then to the position of president. As the president, I was attending local Rhode Island Federation of Teachers executive board meetings, and I'm not going to lie to you, I was very intimidated to be sitting in that room. I had no idea what I was doing. And so I was really fortunate to listen and to learn from some of the smartest and most experienced labor leaders in Rhode Island, like Ed, Phyllis Tenian, Masha Reback, Dennis Neary, Colleen Callahan, of course, Bill Tumelio, and many, many others. About that time, we were assigned a new field rep. He was young and fresh and new to town. Some of you may know him. He's not so young anymore, but he's still plenty fresh. My pal, Jack Callisy. So for many, many years, we had a great time. We wreaked havoc and caused problems and poked the bear. And at the same time, we forged alliances and worked together with other unions like NAGE and like the Laborers International to get what we needed done at the State House and at the bargaining table. At one point, the healthcare division of the Rhode Island Federation of Teachers and Health Professionals decided that we would establish an independent union. The United Nurses and Allied and Health Professionals, God, I don't even know our name, and health professionals. Many people thought we were wrong, but we were determined and confident, and we've never looked back. Failing was never an option for the staff and the locals and the leadership of the UNAP. Through the years, I've worked in partnership with many unions, and it's obviously the best way to go. Just most recently in coalition with a lot of state employee locals to get our latest contract, and it was most successful. Our union has grown and prospered, enduring all the struggles and trials and tribulations that all unions face. I've been most fortunate that I've had a profession that I could love, and at the same time could serve and represent the nurses of Local 5019, be part of the larger organization of UNAP. No one does it alone. We all need our friends and our family support, and so I'd like to thank them as well. It's been a great ride, and I wouldn't change a minute of it. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Labor Vision. We appreciate your input and encourage your comments. Labor Vision can be seen on this channel 3 times each week, Tuesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 8 p.m., and Saturday at 5 p.m.